Jukai Naturalist. Oh my god, they... That's how ridiculous this is. Ladies and gentle mages, civilians across the multiverse, welcome back to another episode with ManaMan, and today we got a juicer for you. We got a very special juicer for you. It is RuneScape. This deck is absolutely bonkers. I'm telling you what, this is the #1 meta deck for the foreseeable future. I don't know what's going to happen. I truly think this is the most busted deck. Let's get into it. RuneScape, baby. We got the Runeforge Champion. Now, whenever it enters the battlefield, you're going to search your library or graveyard for a rune card and reveal it. And now, you may pay 1 rather than pay the mana cost for your rune spells you cast. I don't know if you've been living under a rock, but if you know the Jukai Naturalist, this says enchantment spells you cost 1 less to cast. That means yes, you get to play rune cards for literally free. You got a Rune of Speed, you got a Rune of Might, you got a Rune of Sustenance. You get to literally just search it, play it for free, and then the thing that really makes this crazy is you get to draw a card. So the Rune of Sustenance, like on their own, they're like pretty decent, but the fact that you get to draw on top of it makes them absolutely bonkers busted, and it's just so insane. So we've got the Runeforge Champion along with the Jukai Naturalist. We also have Showdown of the Skalds. I love Showdown of the Skalds. This card lets you go deeper into your deck, and it's just absolutely nuts. And then you also get a 1/1 counter for every time you cast a spell, which is insane because, again, you're just going to be casting all these rune cards, and the amount of like pressure you put on your opponent is so insane. Kami of Transience, now I'm only running 3 rather than 4. I don't know if that's a mistake yet. I really don't. I kind of like the 4, but the 3 feels a little bit better here because it's going to be able to recur anyway. And plus, you can give other things trample as well. Like, you can just make the Generous Visitor with a Rune of Might. You can just give this thing trample. So the Kami of Transience is really awesome, but it feels like 4 might be a little bit much. I don't know. Maybe I'm being a little bit too weird with it. I don't know. We are also running the Weaver of Harmony because other enchantment creatures you get 1/1. That's cool and all, but what you really want this for is the green tap, and then you can copy target activated ability you control, and you get to just copy it, which is so good. There's like 3 different things you can do with this. Well, 4. There's so many things you can do with the Weaver of Harmony. I see some decks not running it. I think that's a mistake. I really do, because you can go ahead and use it on the Showdown of the Skalds. That's like the best case big Timmy scenario. Don't know if that's gonna happen, but Weaver of Harmony, you can copy the Showdown of the Skalds, so you exile 8 cards instead of 4. You can use Michiko's Reign of Truth, which gives you 1/1. If you have something with trample, this is going to be really effective. You can go ahead and like just pop it up again, so just double the damage. You can use Circle of Confinement. You can exile 2 creatures for the price of, well, kind of 1. But the Weaver of Harmony does a lot of cool things. I'm only running 2 because, again, it's not like the most needy card in the deck, but there's a lot of things you can do, and I really do feel like Weaver of Harmony should have a place in this deck. Obviously, then we just got the Rune of Might, +1/+1 trample. The Rune of Speed gives +1/0 with haste. The Rune of Sustenance just gives you lifelink, and they all let you draw a card. Absolutely insane. Also have Paladin Class. I have 2 just because, like, I don't know. Sometimes it's dead, but versus control decks versus like blue, really good. Spells your opponent's cast are just going to cost 1 more, and it is an enchantment, so it's really, really good. Generous Visitor. What else can we say? +1 counter every time you cast an enchantment spell. Absolutely bonkers. Gets so big so quickly, and you can give away the +1/+1 counter as well. So we got the Jukai Naturalist, we got the Runeforge Champion, we also got the Boseiju who endures. I'm running 2 because being able to destroy a target artifact or enchantment or non-basic land and opponent controls is absolutely insane later in the game. So I'm running 2 of these bad boys. I think it's a mistake not to. Lair of the Hydra, Eiganjo, Seal of the Empire. We got all the pretty alternative art pathways because we have to. This deck is so special and so insane, we're gonna go ahead and do it. So I haven't played RuneScape since like 6th grade, but we're gonna take RuneScape into the battlefield here. Let's get ready to vanquish some enemies. Tab, how we doing here? Let's go ahead and take a tab on ya. We go first, sounds good to me. We'll be able to get this Lair of the Hydra out into a Generous Visitor. Woo! Oh, our opponent takes a mulligan. We're gonna give them the friendly mulligan. Hello, we gotta give it. Everyone needs a friend when you take a mulligan. It just happens. It is what it is. So let's drop our Generous Visitor here. See what we got going on here. We got a Pathway for red. That's gonna be pretty cool. We got another Generous Visitor. Okay. Yeah, it's pretty good. I guess we can commit to. I kind of don't want to commit to red, but we're going to have to do it. Let's drop our Kami of Transience. I know we're kind of, usually we want to attack first, but we're just being naughty today. We're not doing the cool stuff. So, Luminarch Aspirant comes out. Okay, we get another Lair of the Hydra. That's unfortunate. We like the first one. The second one's a little yucky. You want to go for Rune of Speed? I kind of want to just draw a card here, to be honest with you. I guess Rune of Generous Visitor feels a little bit better in the long run, but I want to also be able to swing in. So, all right, we'll go for Rune of Speed on the Kami of Transience. I guess we'll just do it. This way, we'll go nice and tall on the Kami. Let's see what we can draw here. We get a Jukai Naturalist. We don't have any white, so that's really sad. Really, really sad. Oh my goodness! But we'll still be able to attack in 14 to 20. And we're gonna need a white source. I mean, this is kind of rough here. I still have the faith. If not, we still have a Generous Visitor. Ooh, yeah, this is not too great. Restoration of Eiganjo. I was debating putting this into the deck, but I just don't think it's that good. So I decided no. So we get a Runeforge Champion. The only thing we can do is drop a Generous Visitor. This is the downfall. This is the downfall of having a 3-color deck. Oh, really rough here. Really disgusting. We do get them down to 9. Like, we still have enough firepower, but not great. Not gonna lie to you, this is pretty rough. The Restoration of Eiganjo, I still can't tell if I like that in this deck or not. I really just don't know. I mean, it feels more like a control-y type of card, kind of. So another one. Okay, we're gonna really see what this Eiganjo's got. So they're gonna put what, another counter on this Aspirant. I mean, we can't brick totally, right? We either get a land or some sort of source, I would assume. Come on, baby, don't do us dirty. We do get the white. Oh, thank goodness. We get a Needleverge Pathway. That is going to be beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. And I actually don't want to go into the Jukai Naturalist. We can go for Runeforge Champion. No, that's not going to cut it either. I guess we're just going to have to go for this Rune of Sustenance. Straight on the Kami of Transience. This way, it'll give us, I mean, tons of different things to work with. I don't think that they have any sort of removal, so I'm just going to go nice and tall on this thing, draw a card, and we get another white source. Absolutely gorgeous. I am going to swing in with everything. They can't block the Generous Visitors, or else that's lethal, because 8 plus 1 is 9. So they have to block the Kami of Transience and just take a nasty chump block here. Down to 3 we go. Awesome. But now this is a little bit unfortunate, because now they get to make these Restoration of Eiganjos. This is a pretty good power play for them. Now next turn, we'll be able to go for Jukai Naturalist and Runeforge Champion at the same time, and then we'll be able to use rune cards for absolutely free. That is going to be insanity. But for now, we still gotta worry about this Architect of Restoration. Okie dokie, let's see what they've got here. I'm a little bit nervous because they could definitely be packing a Wandering Emperor, and they actually just go for Farewell. Oh wow, okay. So farewell, everything goes bye-bye. It's not gonna matter though. My turn, I don't think this is gonna matter here. We're gonna drop this for white. We need another white source. Let's go for Jukai Naturalist. Let's do it, baby. Jukai Naturalist into the Runeforge Champion. Oh, yes. And we'll search our library. And they don't even let us have our fun. They know that it's coming for free. Remember to subscribe to the channel for more Magic deck videos every single day. Havoc, how's it going here? I have some bad news. We have to mulligan this hand, even though it's very, very pretty because we have no green sources, but hopefully we can wreak some havoc on our opponent here. Let's go ahead and keep this as a lot better by default. Rune of Speed, Michiko, Rune of Truth. What do we want to get rid of here? I guess we'll get rid of the Rune of Speed, because by the time the Jukai Naturalist is out, it'll already be alleviated from summoning sickness. That feels like the best move here. Let's go ahead, drop the green, and be on our merry way. This deck does take, like a turn or two to be able to storm, so we got Eiganjo, Seat of the Empire, pretty awesome. I'm gonna drop this in case we need the red. I will commit to this. I don't think it's that big a deal to commit to this too early. Let's go for the Jukai Naturalist, and let's go playing the flute, baby. The Jukai Naturalist is absolutely insane. So let's see what they want to do here. If they have some sort of removal, it does get a little bit rough here pretty early. But the cool thing with the ruins, if like you have, if you do, oh, there's a short on the Skalds. That's dirty. That's not fair. That's not fair, and I love it because we're gonna play it. So okay, we could go for Rune of Might and then Rune of Sustenance. I think we should just get out the Showdown of the Skalds. I think we should, because I think that's the best way to do this. I really do. Because we're not, if they got rid of the Jukai Naturalist, we're not guaranteed to have another land if they get rid of it. So I think it's just better to go into this. I know that we can't really do anything right now, but it's okay. It's okay. We actually don't have any more land out of the Showdown of the Skalds cards. That is actually wildly troublesome, but it is what it is. We can still go for Circle of Confinement and a Generous Visitor out of it, so it's not the end of the world. Luminarch Aspirant is going to be up to a 2/2. 16 to 18, and we got a Runeforge Champion. Oh baby, we might not even want to play until the end of your next turn. Oh my goodness, we might just say no to all of these Showdown of the Skalds cards, which is just like weird, like just weird. But we get unlimited value. This is what Runeforge is about. RuneScape time. Here it is. Let's go for Runeforge Champion. Put a 1/1 counter on Naturalist. Look at the Storm ability. Search the card here. What do we want? Let's go for Rune of Speed, because we already have Rune of Might and a Sustenance. This is just not fair. Look at this. We play this for literally free. It's not fair. Showdown of the Skalds on the Jukai Naturalist. Draw a card. And again, we're just playing all of these cards for free. Rune of Might. Let's put this on the Runeforge Champion. We'll put this on. Let's just make the Runeforge Champion super big. We're going to go ahead and put the... Oh no. It's just not fair. It's just not fair. Let's keep it going. We actually screwed up. We actually really screwed that up. We should have put the Rune of Might on the Jukai Naturalist. Got a little bit ahead of myself there, but it is what it is. We'll just go ahead and just keep buffing this thing up. Free value is the best value. We can drop Boseiju, who endures. Now let's go ahead and drop the Generous Visitor, and now we will maybe take a piece upon our opponent. So we actually did screw that up. We could have given Jukai Naturalist trample as well, but I was having a little bit too much fun, I admit, but it's not going to matter here. We'll go up to 29 to 5. Look at that. I mean, it doesn't feel good on the misplay on the Rune of Might going way too fast. I got a little bit too excited, you know, but this is what the deck is about. Like, it's just so absurd. Valorous Stance, yeah, that's unfortunate. We lose all of our rune cards. Hey, it is what it is. It is what it is. But we're still going to have a Kami of Transience and a Michiko's Reign of Truth. So we screwed up. But it's okay. It's okay. Showdown of the Skalds is still going to be here. And we're still going to do some major damage here. I still think that we're way too big and ahead. I don't know. They're getting really cocky here. You can go ahead and do some damage here. 25 to 5. We got a Jukai Naturalist. Woo-wee. So I guess we'll just go for the Kami of Transience. And, what do we want to do? We could go for... We could obviously miss lethal here because we could have given Jukai Naturalist trample. So that feels really, really bad. Like, really bad. But we can still go for Jukai Naturalist. The bad part is let's go ahead and do this. So Kami of Transience, we'll put this on the Generous Visitor. And we'll go for... We'll just go for the Reign of Truth now. Let's go. We had to make it at least interesting. This deck is so busted that we had to at least make it a little bit interesting, you know? So we'll go ahead and put this on the Naturalist so that we can clear this adversary. And we'll go ahead and give this to... I guess we'll give it to the Naturalist. Whatever. It doesn't really matter. We're going to go ahead and swing in here. But this is kind of just the power of the deck. I mean, obviously, feel free to roast me in the comments. I'm going way too fast. We will lose our Generous Visitor, not a big deal. 9 to 32. I don't think that probably would have been lethal either way. So maybe we ended up just goofing up the match. We probably deserve it. But either way, they would have lost a little extra damage here. I don't think it's going to be the end of the world. I'm going to drop this for... We actually don't have to drop this. We can go for Kami of Transience first because I want to get this extra little ability off the Jukai Naturalist. Yep, these are going to get 1/1s on here. And at this point, we do want to swing in because they would have to commit to their Brutal Cathar, which they do not want to do. So let's go ahead and swing in here. Even if the Transience dies, it's so great because we just get it back once the Jukai Naturalist dies. So we do that, and we can drop this for... I guess we can just go for green. We don't really need a whole lot of red in this deck, so we'll drop this for green. Whatever. I'll just even let you see my hand. So another Brutal Cathar comes out. We're going to take away the Transience. Okay, let's see what you want to do here. Hopeful Initiate. Okie dokie. Here we get another Michiko's Reign of Truth. Now, unfortunately, this is going to come in with Summoning Sickness, so that sucks. But we still have, what, 3? So we can go for Michiko's Reign of Truth. This is going to go up to a 4-4. And let's just go ahead and just powerhouse them down. 7-7, 2-2. Do we have another Transience? We do not have a Transience in our graveyard, so I don't really want to swing in with a Naturalist. Or do I? I do. Let's swing in with a Naturalist. If they can't block with something that with a Naturalist, that's just more power that they can't use on the Jukai. So we go take them down to 1. They take 2 casualties. Down to 1 they go. Now if they have another Brutal Cathar, we just we screwed up. We screwed up with that. I think it was like what, turn 3 or turn 4. We didn't drop the Rune of Might on the other Jukai, but you know, we kind of deserve to lose. If it comes down to it, we probably deserve to lose because of that. So this does go nighttime, which is annoying. I'm gonna go ahead and just give it on the Kami of Transience. They're gonna give us a good game, and it just didn't even matter because this deck is so freaking powerful. Wow. Golem? I don't know how to ever just say that word. I know the Pokemon was named Golem. Let's go first. I think we're actually going to mulligan this way because we don't have any creatures to play. So I'm going to go ahead and take a mulligan. This by default is a lot better. We'll go ahead and keep that. I guess we'll get rid of the Rune of Might. Definitely want to keep the Showdown of the Skalds. That card is dynamite. So go ahead and play this for green. Pass the old turn. Not Geodude, not Graveler, but Golem. So let's see what we got here. Let's go for white. And is it always better to go for Kami of Transience or the Jukai Naturalist? I think it's better to go for Kami of Transience turn 1. I know Jukai Naturalist gets us going, but I want to be able to swing in with Kami of Transience. If you are on the play, it is definitely better to go with Kami of Transience. This Reckoning Bankbuster, they have to be careful because I'm going to tell you what. That's really slow. And you're going to be drawing cards. I don't think that you're going to be wanting to draw cards here. So I guess we'll just go for Jukai Naturalist. The problem is here, we're going to have to sacrifice this red source, but I don't think that they're going to be able to kill us. I would rather commit to white here. Even though we can't go Showdown of the Skalds with the red, I think it's still worth it to go Rune of Sustenance. We'll do another counter and just be able to go Stompy really quick. We got a Weaver of Harmony. Boom, 16 to 24 right away. And again, I know we only have 1 green source, which is really unfortunate, but I don't see them being able to take us out here pretty soon. So Lair of the Hydra is really cool. I'm going to go for Rune of Might on the Naturalist because I don't want them to use spot removal on the Kami of Transience. So let's go ahead and make them use it on the Naturalist, plus the Transience will just get a 1-1 counter anyway. So pretty cool there. Let's go ahead and draw a card. Maybe we get another untappable source. No, we do not. We get another Kami of Transience, and, you know, life could be worse. Life could be a lot worse. I'm going to swing in here. They might have some sort of spot removal. I don't know. But even if they do, we've got 2. So Infernal Grasp, not the end of the world. Not great, but we still take them down 9 to 29. Now this Lair of the Hydra is really unfortunate, but it is what it is. Next turn we'll be able to go for Kami of Transience and a Weaver of Harmony. The Showdown of the Skalds is going to be a hand clogger for now, but it might not even matter. When we get a red source anyway, does not even matter. So let's go ahead and drop our Kami of Transience. Yep, Kami of Transience first. Might have some sort of interaction. I'm going to drop this for red just in case they're packing a Jawari Ruin or something, just in case I want to have that extra red here. But I'm going to drop Weaver of Harmony. 2 1-1 counters on each of our Transients. We don't have enough for lethal, unfortunately, but here's the good thing. We still have Lair of the Hydra, and we have Showdown of the Skull, so even if they clear the board here, it doesn't matter. Like, it just doesn't matter. We just continuously have firepower. And here's a really neat trick. The Weaver of Harmony, if you use Weaver of Harmony on the Showdown of the Skalds, you get 8 cards. So yeah, this actually hurts a lot, quite a bit. It doesn't matter. I mean, we have the Lair of the Hydra to finish off, but even the Showdown of the Skalds pretty much gives us unlimited gas. So we've just got enough here. We're going to use this. I think we got one for 4. And they give us a nice, we're going to say thank you, and we're going to end this game. Good game. Not Geodude. Graveler, Golem. Malik, how we doing here? We have a pretty juicy hand. I'm going to go ahead and keep this. We're may gotta be a little bit wary of the land sources here, but I think we'll still be okay. We'll commit to green here. We'll go with our Generous Visitor because they're so generous. Look at this little, what is this, like a squirrel? Yeah, I got the acorns there. So Ascendant Pack Leader, I wonder what we're going up against here. Ooh, we got guess oh man, we could have had a red source here, so we're down a little bit of a red source here. Not the end of the world. I guess we'll commit to white here. I know it sounds a little bit dumb, going for the Seat of the Empire a little bit early, but it's fine. We'll go for our Jukai Naturalist, and this is gonna get insane so quick. If you can get the Jukai Naturalist out with the Runeforge Champion, you can start playing runes for free. It is so busted, so insane, and I love it. I don't really love it. It's probably kind of toxic for the format, and I've actually already had a few complaints on Twitter already, but okay, so we got the Common Slayer. We don't have to worry about it. No worries at all. Don't have to do anything too crazy and busted just yet. So we got this. Do you want to go for the Runeforge Champion, or do we want to go for Weaver of Harmony? Weaver of Harmony lets Generous Visitor get bigger, but nah, we just want to go for Runeforge. I guess we'll drop this. Let's go for the Runeforge Champion. Let's get it, baby. Search your library. Which one do we want? I guess we'll take Lifelink. I guess technically we could use a little bit of Lifelink here. So we'll take the Rune of Sustenance. I think that's a little bit better. I'm actually gonna swing in. Why not? Why not? Maybe we should not have, but I don't know. I don't know. Maybe the Ascendant Pack Leader. I'm not gonna be blocking with the Generous Visitor, so I want to be attacking, I guess. Rangers class. Okay, so they're gonna create a puppy dog here. They can't swing in because we've got the Runeforge Champion, and here is where it all comes together. We're gonna have the Jukai Naturalist, and this is just so silly. Oh my word. Jukai Naturalist. Oh my god, they that's how ridiculous this is. Medley, how are we doing here? Let's go ahead and get this kicking off. We go first. Ooh, pretty good hand here. I'm gonna go ahead and start off with the Generous Visitor. If you can start off with the Generous Visitor, not so generous for our opponent, but very generous for us. Hopeful Initiative. Okay, so this is gonna be a 1-2. Okie dokie. Well, wow, what do we want to do here? We want to keep the green. We want to keep the white sources here. The pathways. What do we do here? Well, let's go ahead and just drop this. I guess we kind of do need the green, but we need the white as well. So we'll drop this for red. I guess we'll just go for the Kami of Transience, and we'll wait till turn 3 until we start storming on our opponent. Hopefully we can get into a Jukai Naturalist or the Runeforge himself. But we go with a Thalia. That's going to make all of our rune cards that much more expensive, so that is very annoying. I guess we'll complete the Naya cycle here and go with white here. And what do we want to do here? Do we want to go for Rune of Might? I think we do. Let's just go for Rune of Might, because this also gives us a +1 bump. Put this on the Kami of Transience. Look how powerful this is. I'm just going to go tall. We're just going to go tall and just put this all on the Kami of Transience. Put that, we're going to draw a card, and look at that. We do get a Paladin Class. Doesn't really help us out here, but still a very good card. And let's just go ahead and swing in. I don't think they're going to be doing anything. They're going to take that all. Now here's the thing. They can go ahead and learn with Hopeful Initiate. I don't think I'm that worried. If they have like a portable hole, I'll start to be a little bit concerned. Yeah, the training isn't great here, but I think we're still going to be able to outspeed them is the problem here. So, ooh, okay, we got a Generous Visitor. We can play that again. And we can also go for Paladin Class. I want to go for Paladin Class, but let's go for Generous Visitor first, so we get the extra 1/1 counter off Paladin Class. The reason for this is that if they have like a Faithful Absence on our Kami of Transience, we're going to kind of bait it out of them. Let's go for our Paladin Class here, and we're going to get a bunch of triggers here. At this point, we'll probably just go spread out the love a little bit. I guess we'll put something on the Visitor, maybe? Yeah, we'll put this on the Visitor. I am a little bit nervous. We'll at least make this a 3/3, which will, if they have something here, do they? I maybe don't want to put all my eggs in one basket. Maybe want to save the Generous Visitor, but I don't think we have to. The Hopeful Initiative is so expensive. They don't. We just go right in, down to 6. I mean, again, this deck is so powerful. This is definitely going to be the meta deck to beat for the foreseeable future. They do have a Brutal Cathar. Pretty brutal here. Pretty brutal. Not the end of the world, though. We still got some rune cards to play out, and we can make the Generous Visitor nice and big. We're going to go ahead and take that. Not the end of the world here. We do get another Plains. That actually doesn't help us too much right now. We can go make Paladin Class is not ready to pop off, but let's go for Rune of Sustenance right on our Generous Visitor. And if we can't outbeat them, trample them, whatever, we're still going to be able to get nice and big here and take a lot of Michiko's Reign of Truth. Pretty good here. But we're going to be able to gain a lot of life with a lifelink here. So swing on in. They can actually take this, but I don't think they will. They'll actually chump block with the Thalia. That is rough, because now our rune cards are going back to only costing 2. So Pretty cool there. This Rune of Cathar took away our Kami of Transience. It's so mean, but we'll get it back. Maybe. Or maybe just trample over them. They do only have 6 life, so... Adeline, that is, interesting. Do they want to attack to get the 1/1 creature? I actually don't even know if they do. They don't. They are. Wow. Okay, so... Interesting. I'm definitely just going to take it. Down to 16 we go, and now we're going to be able to do a lot of damage. We do get another Paladin's Class, which is awesome. The problem is we can't really trample through, which is kind of the issue that I'm having. So I guess we'll start off by going with the Rune of Sustenance. Let's go ahead and do this. Let's go ahead and spread the love out here between both of these generous visitors. They're so generous. We'll go ahead and spread out the love here. Up to a 3/3, we'll be able to draw a card. And we got another generous visitor. Oh, goodness, goodness, goodness. Okay, so do we want to go for Paladin's Class? What could they have, like a snakeskin veil or something? I guess that would be what I'm afraid of, but we can just go into Michiko's Reign of Truth. +1s everywhere. I know we don't have trample, but, you know, it is what it is. Now that these are both 5/5s, these are both 5/5s, and it doesn't really matter. They're both 5/5s, whatever. So, 9/9/5/5, they obviously have to block. Maybe... Hold on, I'm trying to think here. No, I don't think we could have spread out lethal for 6 or nothing, so that's fine. They can actually let this generous visitor go and just chump block this, which is what they do, but they do go down to 1, and we have 30 life. I mean, this deck is so powerful and so absurd that we have 30 life. I mean, even if they do get rid of something, we still have Rune of Speed, we've got Generous Visitor, and again, these rune cards let us draw, so I'm actually not that worried about this Helena and Elena. Yeah, they can give something, yeah, I don't care. I mean, like, I just don't care. Like, you can give a 1/1, that's cute. It almost tickled. It almost tickled. So, Michiko's Reign of Truth, let's just go ahead and give it to this, that's fine. And, see, we can use Circle of Confinement. What is that? I mean, we can get rid of what, Adeline? I mean, I guess that's still pretty good. We can go ahead and just use that anyway, but yeah, it's fine. It's fine. Let's just go ahead and use the Circle of Confinement. We'll get nice and big. I guess we'll spread out the love even further. 7/7/9/9, and we can actually get rid of this Brutal Cathar. Oh, we actually screwed up a lot. We could have went for Brutal Cathar and then went for Rune of Speed, and it doesn't even matter. It doesn't matter that we messed up because that's how good this deck is. Wow. Cozy, let's see what we got going here. How's it going here? Well, we only have 1 green source here, but it's not a big deal. As long as we got the generous visitor, so generous, we'll be okay. So Cave of the Frost Dragon into the Hopeful Initiative. Let's see what we can get going on here. We can go for Rune of Might. Do we want to do that, or do we want to go for Generous Visitor? That is actually a pretty decent question here. Definitely going to do this. Yeah, I think we want to go for Generous Visitor and then Rune of Might. Nah. Well, maybe. Nah, let's go. Nah, no. We want to do the Rune of Might. Yeah, let's do it. Let's do it. I want to stay aggressive here, and we can just trample over them. So I kind of want to draw a card as well. I don't think I'm like necessarily that satisfied with this hand just yet. So 17/20, we get a Boseiju who endures. That can come in handy against an opposing borrowed time or something. So Thalia, this is what I was nervous about. I do want to get this Thalia is going to be a little bit nervous, but nerve-wracking rather, but not the end of the world. Let's go for Runeforge Champion, and we can get a... Do we want to get a Sustenance or a Rune of Might? I think we want to take a Sustenance just to get a little bit of life gain, because we already have Generous Visitor and a Rune of Might. I don't know, it's close, it's close. I guess we'll go for Rune of Sustenance here. Next turn, we can get into Generous Visitor and then a Rune of Sustenance, so pretty cool, pretty cool. Like it a lot. This deck is just so busted. It's so powerful, and I feel like it definitely needs a nerf, and I'm literally playing it, and I'm just telling you right now, I think that it should be nerfed in some way. Now, what is the nerf? I don't know. I'm not going to speculate into that just yet. They're going to swing in with the Thalia. That makes, I don't know why, but I guess I see why. They can go ahead and do this, but this is why we took the Sustenance, and oh no. This is the beginning of the end for you. I'm so sorry. Here's the Jukai Naturalist, and they just know it's the beginning of the end. I'm gonna put it on the Generous Visitor here. Now we get to just play all these rune cards for free. Oh my word. This is what it's all about, folks. I'm just gonna start clicking buttons. I don't even really care. It's just not even fair. I feel bad. Like, I genuinely feel bad. I even went out of order. It doesn't even matter because that's how good this deck is. Generous Visitor. We missed out on a 1/1 counter, so swing in here, and we'll swing in here. Yeah, well, I think we can swing in everywhere and just kind of not even care because we got down to 4. Up, okay, 4 to 20. This is the thing, though. I mean, if Thalia wasn't on the battlefield, the runes are literally free. But because Thalia is on the board, we do have to get taxed a little bit. But it's still really insane. So if you're gonna kill the Jukai Naturalist, that is okay with me. We still have a Showdown of the Skalds, and it's gonna be too much to overcome. This deck is just absolutely bonkers insane. Look at that. They just give up. Like, I mean, oh my goodness, so good. So we're back here at the Hideout with the post-game rep, and just gotta say that this deck is just as advertised. This deck is going to be the #1 meta deck for the foreseeable future, in my opinion. I just think it's that powerful. Like, I mean, I don't know if this is gonna be like verbatim card for card, this is gonna be the deck or whatever, but the core here is going to be here to stay. It's absolutely insane. I mean, I just don't know what else to say. I know I've just been like hyping it up all game, but like, you just see what the games we've played. I mean, it just gets too big too quick. Like, you can finish off your opponents in turn 4. You could, like, it's kind of busted when like it's turn 4, you have like 40 life, and like your opponent still gets stomped out for lethal turn 4. I don't know what else to say. Is this the most optimized? I think it's close, in my opinion. I mean, I think that it's close to optimized for best of 1, but it's up to you. Go ahead and tinker around with it. It's hard to mess up because it's that powerful. The core is that good. Go ahead and leave me a like. The button looks just like this. It helps me out tremendously. Go ahead and like, comment, subscribe. Tell me how ugly I am in the comments because it just helps. Anything helps the algorithm out, and I appreciate all of you. But until then, I'll see you on the next episode. ManaMan, out.